From the studios of the Richmond Register, it's this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. Every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, Richmond Register Sports Editor Nathan Hutchinson and Richmond Register Sports Writer Ricky Barker will talk about this week in Madison County sports. Welcome to the show.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. And thanks to another great sponsor, Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. James Brockman, owner, serving Central Kentucky for over 20 years. Both residential and commercial, all work guaranteed. Free estimates and insured. Call 859-582-6645.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Richmond Register Sports Show. Way over there is Ricky Barker, Richmond Register Sports Writer.
We're staying safe.
Yes. I'm Nathan Hutchinson, Richmond Register Sports Editor. In these weird times we live in, we're going to get a little separation here, so keep everybody safe. But
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, we're back after a week that has been unbelievable. Nothing I've ever experienced in my life.
I'm speechless, like literally.
Yeah, since last time we sat in these chairs and did this show, it seems like the whole world has kind of been thrown upside down and spun around about 7 times. But I guess the biggest news as far as we're concerned is there's no sports. There's
none. That's it.
Everything, the whole sports world has shut down on us, from high school to little league to college to pros and everything in between. So it's been crazy, and it happened so fast.
It did happen very fast, very quickly.
I mean, we filmed this show on Wednesday afternoons, and by that Wednesday evening, Rudy Gobert came out with he'd been with Corona, and then in about 12 to 24 hours, it seemed like everything everywhere shut down. So it's been unbelievable. I mean, the only thing you can compare it to really is, and it's not the same thing, but 9/11 is about the only thing you can even make a similar case for.
Right. Yeah.
But it's been unbelievable. So we'll kind of give you an update on what we can at this point. There are some things we know for sure are definitely over, and some other things that at this point are kind of up in the air. Mm-hmm. But at this point, we know for certain that the NCAA has canceled all their events. There will be no spring championships in any of the NCAA sports, which unfortunately means the EKU baseball and softball team's season came to an end.
They were doing so well.
Exactly.
They were doing so great.
Yeah, unfortunately, both teams were really playing very well. The EKU baseball team was 12-2. They'd won 8 straight. The only losses on the season had been the top 25 team in LSU. The softball team was 22-2. They had won 18 straight, which was a school record. And now all that's over. I mean, it's the NCAA announced they wouldn't have spring championships, and then the OVC backed that up and said on Monday that they would not continue as well. So I guess maybe they could have if they wanted to, but I guess there would have been no NCAA tournament or whatever after that. So, and most conferences obviously have followed suit, and it's all that is pretty much over. So it's like a shame. It
is, yeah. It's kind of, I think we're going to look back on this and be like the seasons that could have been, and
yeah.
The poor seniors in high school and stuff that were really geared up for spring sports. I just felt so bad for some of our student athletes. It's horrible news.
Yeah, now with the NCAA at least, they are debating, and I don't think it's been finalized yet, about giving those spring sports kids an extra year of eligibility.
Yeah, no definitive word yet. But
yeah, with the NCAA, you never know what's going to happen with the NCAA. But that is an idea that's been floated, and I think there's been kind of universal support for that. And I don't know what they're going to do with the winter sports people. I mean, the basketball teams and the wrestling teams didn't get to finish their season either, so I don't know if those teams are actually going to get another year. Those kids are going to get an extra year of eligibility either. I don't really know at this point. So it's that's up in the air. But one thing we know for sure is there will be no more. There's no March Madness and none of that. But that does bring us to another thing that we can. There's no March Madness this year. And every year we usually have a bracket contest in our newspaper that's for advertisers, really.
Right.
And but this year we've kind of had to change that up a little bit. And if you pick up Richmond Register from either today or the Wednesday or the Wednesday and the Thursday paper.
Yes.
There's a bracket in there. It is a made-up bracket. The brackets here, the teams here, and the seedings are the last.
The teams are real. The brackets fake.
These are all real teams. But this came from the last Joe Lenardi bracket off ESPN.com. And basically what it is we're having a contest. All these advertisers advertise to be part of this, and the winning advertisers, we're going to get prizes. But we've changed this, and it's actually now going to be for the subscribers and the readers.
Right, everybody.
So here's how this works. I know it's a little bit unusual because none of these games are actually going to take place. We will actually flip a coin. We're going to go through every one of these games and flip a coin. So it's going to be totally random. So the 16 could beat the 1. It doesn't matter. But we're going to go ahead and flip a coin and do all these all the way out and have a winner. And you at home can come in and get one of these brackets. You can fill one of these out. No purchase necessary. We have these brackets available for free if you want to come in here. And the winner, it's a $250 Visa gift card. So that's, and I think the second place gets a $100 Visa gift card.
Good time to have it.
Yeah, exactly. So come in and get one of these, fill it out. It is totally random. You can pick Kentucky. You can pick anybody you want. It's going to be a total coin flip for every one of these games.
Right.
So it's going to be totally...
It can never be more even or equal than this.
It's going to be totally random. So, but it's fun. I mean, come on in and get one. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out. I think we're going to sit down one day and just go through every one of them and pick them all out. And when you flip a coin, it'll be... You never know. You might have like... Sienna might win the national championship. I mean, who knows? But the winner will be the one that picks the winning team, obviously. And if we have more than one, then we'll go with the number of Final Four teams you have. And if we have to go back further and further, we'll do that, how many right wins you got. So
if you're like us and miss sports and bored at home, come and get one of these. And you at least take 20 minutes to figure it out. And you can win some money. Hey.
Yeah. No, yeah, $250 Visa gift card. I wish I was eligible for it.
I know.
But I guess I'm not. But just have some fun with it. Like I said, you can come up here and knock on the door. We'll bring one out to you. And there's actually a box right by the door right here. You can drop them in. You don't even have to come in. So if you want to keep your social distancing to a minimum and all that stuff, but you can fill it out. But you do have to come in and get one, though. You can't do it online or anything. It's actually got to be a paper one. You actually write them out, drop them in the box.
Yeah, all you got to do, ring the doorbell. We'll bring you. You don't have to walk in here and see any of us or interact. We'll just hand you one. And then you can just drop it off right outside. We got a box ready for you to go.
Yep, absolutely. And thanks to all these great sponsors who are part of that. And like I said, it's not how we usually do this, but we figured we'd do a little different this year. And I mean, hey, people are kind of not really much to do right now. Everything's shut down, so have some fun with it. And
hey, a good strategy, just flip your own coins while you're doing it.
Yeah, it's totally 50-50 the whole way through. So.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting when we actually sit down and do it and see who actually wins. So who knows? It could be Utah State versus UC Irvine in the final. Anything could happen. So it's a cool thing we're doing, though. Come check it out. This will run for a couple of weeks. I think we're running these brackets again next Wednesday and Thursday as well. So come in and get one. Have some fun with it. I know, like I said, it's March Sadness. There's no brackets, no problem. So come on in and get one of these and check it out. And we'll have some fun with it, and we'll see how it goes. And I guess in a couple of weeks we'll let everybody know who won and what came out. So it should be interesting. Maybe we should film the drawing and see.
We should. And
how it goes.
Then if somebody's really crafty, we can have a video of the winner.
That is true. So we do have that going on. So while there's no sports, you got that going on as well. But that's the NCAA. But the KHSAA right now is kind of a little bit up in the air. They have instituted a dead period that runs through Sunday, April 12th. So no team activities, nothing. They can't be on school property. I mean, they can't even have postseason banquets. I mean, nothing. There's no... They did, at first they did say there would be a ban. There weren't going to be any communication with the coaches like they do in the summer dead period, but then they did go back and kind of lighten up a little bit on that and kind of loosen up the rules on that, so they actually can contact the coaches and players can be in contact with them, which right now with the uncertainty probably is a good thing. Because,
you got to keep the communication lines open.
Because really at this point nobody knows what's going on. So that's kind of where we're at there. They have not officially canceled the spring championships. So as baseball, softball, all that stuff is still technically, they still hope to do it, but at this point nobody really has any idea what's going to go on. Unfortunately, I don't know about you, but I don't feel like that's going to happen. But I'm hopeful, but I don't feel like it will be.
I hope it does. I'm with you. I hope so. Just think about it. A week ago, we were worried about rain. The least of our worries about canceling games.
No, we were looking at Madison Central and Southern were supposed to play baseball Tuesday night, and we had Model and Southern Friday night, and looking forward to all this. And like we said, this has been just right out of nowhere. I mean, it really just blindsided everybody. And
in 2 days, the entire sports world just changed on us.
Well, I mean, think of the girls' state basketball tournament. Last Thursday they played the first game of that morning, and then told everybody, hey, get up, go away, we're done. And I mean, South Laurel pulls that upset over Sacred Heart, and those kids are so excited. They get the rug pulled out from under them and say, hey, sorry, that's it, we're going home. So, and I guess they haven't ruled out rescheduling the basketball as well, but it seems. I
just don't know how that would scheduling work, and it's a mess.
yeah. But baseball, softball, and track are still very much up in the air, so it's kind of hard to know what's going to happen with that. But one cool thing we were able to do this week is we'll show you the video here in a minute. But we did go out. We were able to get Bryce, Travis, and Colton Perkins of the Madison Central baseball team over at Lake Reba, and we did kind of a little breakdown with them. They showed us gave us a little technical breakdown, pitching, catching, that type of thing. And so they were very nice to come on out and brave the virus-soaked world we live in now and come on out and do that for us. But we'll get to that in just a minute. But I did want to mention, and we do mention it in the video, but I wanted to make sure we make this very clear. So if anybody at the KHSCA happens to come across this video, there were no coaches or any team personnel, school personnel, nobody there. It was me, Randy, and Colton and Bryce. So there's very specific rules about the coaches can't be there. No organized team activities. So we were at Lake Reba. We were not at Madison Central. Mm-hmm. So just let everybody know that we don't want to get those kids in trouble or their program in trouble. No. They were nice enough to come out and me and Randy filmed that over there the other day on a muddy, nasty field over there. But those guys were very nice to come out and do that. So we're going to show you that video here in just a minute. But we did want to show you the bracket. We wanted to mention that as well. And we also wanted to, so we don't have much local sports to talk about. Right. We did want to kind of give a local, we've been kind of helping out with news, doing some news stories as well. And I know you've been talking to some of the restaurants down in Berea, so talk a little bit about what you've heard from those folks down there.
I mean, obviously they're devastated. Those that had done delivery before are kind of transitioning a little bit easier. A lot of restaurants are just trying to get that up and going, and that's a lot of infrastructure. Mm-hmm. I know Native Bagel has suspended all operations because they're worried about their staff and being in close contact with one another, so they're completely shut down. And Noodle Nirvana's, everything's kind of pushing towards delivery. So that's the new world that we're living in, pick up and delivery, and obviously all these restaurants are worried about, paying their employees. A lot of them are still paying their employees, even though some of them aren't showing up to work. A lot of the smaller restaurants are. So I encourage everybody, support your local businesses, get takeout, try and incorporate that while you guys are kind of shut in and social distancing. They've taken great precautions in sanitizing. I know Noodle Nirvana, they bring you everything out in gloves, and they switch those gloves out, so there's no contact. And just buy gift cards and gift certificates to use when hopefully all this blows over to support them, because they can use that money right now. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I had Monday afternoon I went over to Dreaming Creek. They had the governor had announced I guess it was Monday that they were halting alcohol sales. So. No, that's one of your husband's favorite places.
Oh, yeah, we love Dreaming Creek.
But they went over there, and they had to kind of last her off from 1 to 5 was the last time they could actually serve alcohol. But they do still have, you can go over by and get growler fills and howler fills, and also have 4-packs to go. So, and we did get a chance to talk to Taryn Eddington and Charlie Hamilton, a couple of the owners over there at Dreaming Creek, and they were nice enough to speak with us. So here's what they had to say after last call on Monday.
Today we shut down at 5, the governor's request. That was for the in-house drinks, by the drink sales. We are going to offer to-go sales for the rest of the day today, probably the rest of the week till somebody get more guidance on that. But it definitely is a hit. Small businesses, small breweries, small restaurants, local restaurants are definitely going to take a hit for this. It's something that we had a lot of our local regulars come in today, purchased a lot of to-go beer, had several out here, left great tips for our employees too, because that's going to be the worst part. We can weather a little bit of this as a business. The employees are going to be really the ones that are suffering because of this more than the owners are.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody who has supported us to this time, who we know will continue to support us, as well as other local breweries in Lexington. They're our brewery family, and so we're definitely thinking about them right now. But yes, please come in and still purchase to-go items. Please still help support local, not just from us and for our beloved employees, but as well get carryouts from other local businesses around Richmond. We support them, and we want you to continue to support them while being as safe as possible. So, everybody just think of all the people and businesses that are suffering through this time and try to help them out as much as you can.
What time's you guys gonna be open this week?
So we're gonna adjust our hours a little bit. We're gonna be open from 3 to 8, starting Tuesday, tomorrow. That will be for to-go orders only. Growler fills, can fills, 4-packs, that kind of thing. We will not let people stay in here at all. There is no congregation, that kind of thing. But you can definitely come in, get something to go, and move forward. We've talked about doing delivery. We're allowed to do delivery. Not sure we're going to go that route yet. We'll kind of play this week out and see exactly how it works out here for us inside the tap room.
Yeah, I would encourage everyone to just follow our Facebook page,
yes,
our Twitter and or Instagram. We will keep you updated on everything that we're doing, when we're allowed to open up, so on and so forth. But for right now, what we will have offered while we kind of are temporarily shut down. So,
well, thanks very much to Taryn and Charlie for talking to us. We appreciate that. It's a great place over there. Like I said, I know your husband's a frequent visitor.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one that got the 4-can packs. It's in the refrigerator. He told me the other day, he's like, please don't touch that.
Which kind is it? Which kind?
Oh, gosh, what is it? It's one of the Pilsners.
I had the blonde the other day.
I
had a couple of those.
The
13. The 13.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like all theirs. I like their stouts. They have really good stouts over there. So
cool. Yeah, they got a lot. They got like 25 different beers now.
Yeah.
They started off just a small place, and now it's taken off like wildfire. So
that's great.
We love local businesses, so definitely go out and support anybody. Not just, I know we had them on there. Not trying to pick them out as a favorite or anything, even though maybe it is, but but go out and support everybody. I know a lot of people are hurting. I know some other people that own businesses that have been out on Facebook asking people to buy gift cards or that type of thing. So. It sucks, man. It really sucks. I mean, we're all stuck inside. If it was warmer, it'd be nice too.
Yeah,
you can go sit on your back porch, or you can go, or go sit in your garage or something. But it's cold and raining. I live
right next to the. I know that the Berea Pinnacles. They're keeping that open. The Forestry Center shut down, but the trails are still open. I'm like, man, we should have a nice day so I could relieve some stress and go and walk. But
yeah. Well, like I said, the world has kind of shut down, but there are cool stories out there. You did actually last Friday go talk to a teacher at Madison Southern who's trying to give back to the community?
Yes, Emily Alexander. She's the Family and Consumer Sciences teacher at Madison Southern, and she teaches a Pathways to Early Childhood Education. So she's got about 150 students in that Pathways class. They all have experience. They run a daycare. I don't know if many people know that, but at Madison Southern, about 3 days a week, they have a Eagles Nest daycare. So there's these students that have all of this time now and training for childcare, and she is working together with her students to try and reach out to families that might need childcare during this time and pair them up with some of her students so that they can watch their kids during the day. And these students are, they've got all kinds of sanitation training and teaching training and all the basically about to where they can get certified to be in an actual daycare as an actual worker when they're 18 years old. So I commend her. She's doing a great job. It was a fantastic idea. And I talked to a student who is in her class, and she's like, teenagers kind of need to step it up, while they're on break. It's not a time to, well, you can't go to the movies now, but I mean, not a time to hang out, but to really help your neighbors. And this was one of the ways that Madison Southern, that class was trying to give back. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, lots of great things going on. Lots of people helping out, trying to do the best they can, and hopefully this thing will pass pretty quickly. I have no idea what the future holds.
We're certainly taking the measures to keep that curve down. So
yeah, and as far as the sports world go, I guess we'll just kind of wait around and see what happens. We will still be here.
Right. Yeah.
There will not be a sports page probably most of the time. We had 2 this week. There might be 2 more next week. We are, like we said, helping out with news. We're going to come over here to the news department and help them do all that we can to be part of that effort on this side as well. So we'll still be here. There won't be sports, but don't worry, we've not been fired or let go or anything.
Oh, and
we're still here.
We need to mention too that since this stuff is going around, our paywall for coronavirus stories, that information you can come onto our website, and you will not have to pay to see that information. So just get online, read the articles, get the information. There's not a paywall. You don't have to be a subscriber or anything. So.
Yep, absolutely. They dropped the paywall on that, so everybody can go in there and do that as a public service. So that's a great thing. So we'll keep you updated the best we can. It's changing by the minute.
Right. Every day.
Every time Governor Beshear holds another press conference, we don't know what's going to happen. The numbers keep going up, and then obviously the reaction from there on. So it's a changing world. And,
yeah, it is.
And obviously the Richmond Register, we always pimp our social media sites, but there's not really much on our social media these days. But
it's a little quiet now.
But they do have the Richmond Register on Twitter and Facebook as well, and they're doing a pretty good job keeping all that stuff up and going. And we will try to post some stuff from time to time on our social media, but at this point there's just not really much going on. And I don't really want to retweet a bunch of junk or something or whatever. But
I'm trying to find factual information too is hard because
there's a lot of
just don't know.
Yeah, a lot of craziness going around. So, but we'll keep you updated the best we can when we hear things. We are still out there in the community, still making contacts and seeing what's going on. So, but we are still here. There will you may not see an actual physical sports page in the paper most days, but we are still here. And when it all comes back, we'll be here. It's got to come back at some point, right?
We will rejoice.
At some point, it's got to come back at some point somewhere. So we did get a chance to do a little bit of athletics this week. I actually even got out there and threw a baseball around for about the first time in 10 years. And Bryce Travis didn't.
Throw your back out, did you?
No. Bryce Travis, he throws the ball hard. Throwing catch with that guy is kind of scary. He's a 90 mile an hour lefty coming at you. But no, those guys were great. Once again, we appreciate Bryce Travis and Colton Perkins from Madison Central baseball team came out and did a little demo for us. And we're going to wrap up the show with that. But and we're hoping to do another one of these next week with the
Madison
Southern softball team. We haven't got that set up yet. We're trying to, but we're hoping to do the same thing with them as well next week. And we're going to try to keep doing this show every week as long as we can. If it's obviously if we get a shutdown of all the spring sports, then maybe that won't be possible. But we're going to keep trying, and we're going to try to keep giving you interesting content here. And all the old shows are on YouTube. If you want to go back and watch, we've done 20 some of these.
Relive the glory days.
Yeah. So if you're like me and sitting at home watching Netflix or whatever and got nothing better to do, you can go back and go to our YouTube channel, Richmond Register on YouTube, and you can go back and watch every one of those. And
you can track Nathan's changing hairstyles from show to show.
Evidently, that's a hot topic to some people. I did not get a perm, by the way. My hair is naturally like this.
He's just lazy. He doesn't style it.
No, it's just, I put some product in there.
Well, today you did.
Only on show days do I do that.
Only on show days.
That's it. But you can go back and watch all the old ones if you want to compare.
Be a good drinking game. Go and get some Jimmy Creek brews and have fun. Yes. Try and laugh during this time.
That is true. And see if I wore the same shirt over and over again.
That's a good one.
Some friends of mine give me that. You wore the same shirt last week. And
I have not. You can track me too. I have a different outfit every show.
All 20 some?
All 20 different
outfits. That is a challenge for somebody right there. And go back and screenshot every one of them and make sure.
I'm pretty sure. I'm 99.9% sure. I have a different outfit every show.
Contest.
Yeah, contest.
Yeah. Well, I guess that'll be all for this week. Like I said, we do want to show you the video of Colton and Bryce out there doing all that, but we appreciate you guys watching. And once again, thanks Colton and Bryce. You guys were great. It was me and Randy were joking. I don't think I said 25 words. I got them going, and they just rolled with it and gave us some real great stuff and showed us what pitches they throw, and kind of catching stances and how to throw runners out and all kinds of great stuff. So
good information.
Yeah, it's not sports, but it's the best we've got right now, and it's really it's kind of fun. And especially Bryce, I know him pretty well. Run into him socially quite a bit. He's a great kid, and he's kind of the leader of that crazy student section over there at Central too. So, but we appreciate those guys doing that, and they're going to teach you a little bit about pitching and catching. Well, welcome to Lake Reba. We're here at the Senior League field over here, and we are here with Colton Perkins and Bryce Travis, Madison Central Baseball. And don't have any baseball to talk about right now, so we thought we'd bring these guys out here. We're going to do some little tutorials for you, kind of do a little breakdown, show you what these guys do. So you're going to show us a little bit about catching, and Bryce is going to show us a little bit about pitching. And as of right now, you guys kind of in limbo. What have you guys been doing to kind of keep on track when there's no baseball?
Working out, hitting, just trying to stay active. Don't want to get out of the swing of things, and school work. They gave us NTI days for 17 days in a row, so we just training that and being smart about what we do and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've been working out with my dad, throwing a lot, still trying to keep my arm fresh and ready to go, hitting when I get the chance to, and then I also got a job, so I'm trying to at least kill some time and do the schoolwork as well as him.
Yeah. And we are in a dead period. The KHSA has mandated that, so we want to make sure that they know that there are no coaches out here. This is not an organized team activity. We don't want to get these guys in trouble with the KHSA, and hopefully if there is a season, we don't want to make you guys ineligible, so just want to let, if anybody from the KHSA sees this, there's no coaches out here, there's no parents, it's just the five of us, or just It's the four of us on this muddy field out here. So what we're going to do is do a little breakdown here. I guess we'll start with Bryce. We're going to get you up on the mound. We're going to show us your different variety of pitches, and so kind of start off by telling us how many pitches you throw on a regular basis.
All right, so
3 or 4 different ones, I guess.
This past year I threw 3, so I went from my fastball. I throw a 2-seam most of the time now, but also sometimes if I need more control over it, I'll do a 4-seam. Really get the finger on top of that seam back here, cross the seams there, and if I go this way, kind of push on that seam, make sure it runs a lot. I have a breaking ball where I thumb in the horseshoe, finger going backside horseshoe, fingernail on top, really pull down. And then I tried to work a slider in this past off season, well, right as the season was about to start, and I really just got on top of that ball and tried to make sure it just hard and then split late, kind of. But it just depended on the day if that was working well. So I haven't really found that one in game a lot, so I won't really call it in my arsenal. And then change up, so change up just like this. Very limited pressure everywhere, and try and make sure it just pronation as I go forward. Try and make it run and dive. Speed change especially.
It's a circle change?
Yeah, somewhat. It will.
Kinda.
It's like a circle box change. So where my pinky's more on top, it would be a circle. But I try and get the pinky on the bottom, and then it's more of a box. So just a little variation between the two. Something that I've tried and worked with throughout the offseason, one while throwing, and it ended up working out for me. So.
And also, that's kind of a pitch you kind of throw, kind of almost backwards, right? You kind of release it like this
here, and then pronation this way, and it should roll off your ring finger to middle finger. I focus on more middle finger just because I feel that more, and then it really just ends up getting off the ring finger on its own.
Okay, so kind of what, obviously don't want to give too much of your strategy away, but kind of what's the pitch breakdown? Is it maybe mostly fastballs, or kind of what's your ratio for the different pitches?
I don't know if there's necessarily a ratio. I kind of just go at hitters the way I think that I need to. So like there's a lot of hitters that say my fastball, I really had the velo that I need that day. There's not a lot that I can get it by a lot of hitters, so I'm gonna stick with a lot of fastballs there. And then if they get a hitter that starts battling, then I'll throw a breaking ball to change up, depending on left-handed or right-handed hitter. Left-handed will usually go breaking ball because it goes away from him. Right-handed will usually go change up away, try and almost backdoor to out off the plate type to a hitter. And but I really got into the flow of my curveball and able to throw it for strikes consistently. So I got to where I was throwing it for first pitch of the count to right-handed and left-handed hitters, backdoor change up to lefties, breaking balls backdoor to righties, fastballs basically in and out, up and down. I got to where I was locating very well going into this season, so I was really excited. But of course, don't get to really see that in live action, but it was promising. So
okay. A couple of years ago, I remember you told me you're signing. You signed with EKU, by the way, in case we hadn't said that yet. But he's going to EKU, going to join Logan Thomason and Jacob Ferris over there, former Central players as well.
Yes, sir.
But you told me a couple of years ago that you considered yourself just an average pitcher, but then you really got a huge jump in your velocity on your fastball, and that kind of took you to another level.
Oh yeah, I've always thought of myself as the mindset that you have to have is like I have to be dominant. So like whenever I get step on the mound, it was always as confident as could get. But I mean, whenever I did see the velocity jump, that was whenever I really was like, well, then I can be a Division I pitcher just because I see the velo jumps and everything's kind of coming together.
Okay. And what are you up to now? Like about 80?
I hit 88 in the preseason stuff, but I mean, who knows if it was warm outside and we were in game mode. Probably, maybe, hopefully 90. That was my goal this year. Was 91, 90. So.
Okay. Every pitcher has kind of their own unique delivery, and I know this is kind of a choppy mound out here. We don't want to get you hurt or anything, but kind of walk us through your delivery. And did you model it after anybody you grew up watching, or is it just something that's kind of developed into your own thing throughout your years of pitching?
Me and my dad, we used to come out like all the time. Every time I throw a bullpen, it was something that would get me more comfortable or into a position that I needed to get into. So I kind of start slanted for no reason at all, actually. And I don't know why I do it, but it's like kind of facing this way with my feet, but my body's facing forward towards home. It's always been a back step, tap twice with the foot, tap once here, tap here. As I come up, kind of point there, let the toe loose, and then come forward, and then down. Just a real simple, calm delivery. Trying to make it in the end game, whenever I'm trying to throw full velocity, it gets to where it's like a really aggressive delivery is what most would describe it as, but I try and stay as focused on just like as little as possible.
Yep, and tell me the difference between the stretch and the windup.
So stretch is literally, the only difference is the first 2 steps. Like that's what I try and think of it as. So as soon as I get here, I want it to be the exact same as both my windup and my stretch. So windup I should get right here, stretch I should get right here. Should look the exact same. The only difference is the momentum that you get from the wind-up as you start, because you're already in motion, kind of getting that rotational motion already started.
Okay, and of course in the past couple of years, and we'll bring Colton back in here. We've seen the development of these wrist guards with the kind of the codes that are so usually Withers or Roof or somebody from the dugout will call into the. Call out a number, and you have a wristband on, and you kind of go to the wristband and tell us how that works.
Yeah, so it's been Rigsby mainly the last couple of years because he's our pitching coach now, and so there'll be 6 sections, and the numbers will go all the way to 55. So the first 2 numbers, CLs, are the horizontal numbers. So if he's like 34, you go to 34 column, and then if he says 34-5, you go to the 5th one down. And it goes like all our signs. It tells us to pitch. If we want the pitcher to pick off, the pick off would be on there. Pitch out, long hold, pick. Everything that he does is on the card that he calls. Right. So just kind of we do it on offense too. So
it makes it so much easier for the pitcher though, because it's basically telling me exactly what I'm doing, and I don't have to have anything too much thought up here. It's just throw a strike.
And unless you're just a genius, there's no way the other coach is going to pick up on what we're calling unless they just remember it and we call the same sign over and over again.
And don't we switch it after a while because he marks them off?
Yeah, we switch. Yeah. We get new cards every about 4 games. So.
Yeah. So you're not actually down there putting down signs anymore.
Well, so I tell the pitcher what to call because he can't wear a wristband. So I look at the card and he says, outside fastball. Then I tell the pitcher outside fastball or pick or whatever it is. But yeah, so he just talks to me and then I relay it back to the pitcher.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
I tried to get signs from the coach once, and they don't like that. You're not allowed to get signs.
I don't want you pitchers to overthink things. Yeah. You got enough stuff to think through. All right, let's go over here to home plate. We're not going to be able to get behind home plate because it's a bit muddy here. But we can kind of maybe get on this side of home plate here and go around maybe the back side. We're kind of facing home plate.
Yeah, it is
the wrong way, but for now that'll work for us. I said it's not the best conditions out here today, folks. But how long have you been catching, man? You've been catching back over from Richmond Little League days?
Yeah, I think I started when I was 7. I think I started catching when I was 7. When I was little, I was a bigger kid. Had some weight on me, so I was shortstop for a while, and then people started hitting the ball up the middle, and I couldn't get to it. So I said, you know what? I think I need to be back here. I don't have to move that much. And my dad caught when he was in high school, and it's just kind of. As soon as I started doing it, it was really easy. It was just kind of easy for me. But yeah, I've been catching for a while. I played some other positions last year. I played first last year a little bit, but this is what I'm going to college for. So.
Yeah, you'll be
at Asbury. Yeah.
Yep, you're at Asbury College. You haven't signed yet.
No, I'm signing. Hopefully, if we go back to school next month. But yeah.
Okay. Well, kind of walk us through it. I mean, you obviously got to,
Yeah. So
you're on the reverse side here.
Turn the plates the other way. So it kind of your setup really depends on who's pitching. To be honest, if I had Bryce pitching, and Bryce is known to throw really hard, but to be honest, no offense, they don't know where it's going. I'm just being honest. So usually, if I'm catching Bryce, I'll never want to get to my primary position. I don't want to be really low and really not able to move side to side. And his ball moves a ton. So usually if Bryce is pitching, I want to stay about right here because I can sway this way, sway this way. If I need to block it, I can go down and block it really fast. But if I had someone who I don't really know any, I mean, Dawson kind of hits spots. Dawson Hall hits spots a lot. So with him, I can kind of get myself lower and just worry about framing the ball. You know, if it's low, I can bring it up or wherever. So yeah, it kind of depends on your pitcher, and you have to know your pitcher. So like that's one thing. When you're back here, you're just kind of in charge of everything. You're the quarterback of the game. Like you're in charge of everybody. You got to know who's on. Like you got to know the runners on first, who's playing first for your team, everything. You got to know who's hitting the bunt defense. So you're kind of in charge of everything. And like you got to, like I said, you got to know your pitcher. So I know what Bryce likes when he's catching, and I know like you got to work with all your pitchers, so you just know what everyone likes and what they like to go to and where they like to put it at. So
Best pitch.
We talk signs. I know maybe you don't want to give away your signs, but kind of go through maybe a typical progression of how you would give a sign.
Yeah, so normally I'll look, if there's a runner on second, that's when it gets difficult, so we'll talk about that later. But with nobody on, you just get your sign from coach, and you got to make sure the pitcher is looking at you because that happens a lot. They just be staring off somewhere. And so you just want to, you don't want to go too quick. You just kind of want to just wiggle it. We have little different things for each sign, so in case they can't see it, like little hand motions that will tell you what we're calling. Now, when the runner's on second, that's when it gets difficult because you don't want your runner at second to pick up the sign. So
many teams just do one sign.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah, I will tell you, if a team tries to do one sign at second, it will be terrible because we will know the sign and we will give it to the hitter, and if it's a fastball, they'll kill it because they'll know it's coming. But so what we did a lot last year, we don't do this anymore. We switch it up, but we would go chase the deuce. So like if I would go like 1-4, 3-2, 4, 1-3-0, it's outside fastball. Yeah. So it's whatever sign is after the number 2. So like, and we would change. You know, if it's nighttime, we do night signs. That's pretty much just body taps, like whatever we're doing.
And do you ever put tape on the fingers?
Yeah, well, I paint my nails. Yeah, so when it's kind of hard to see.
You did that Florida, or Snap did that Florida last year.
Yeah.
Whole trip.
Yeah, it gets a lot of looks from people at school, but it ends up working out, so it's worth it.
Yeah, you have a favorite color?
Yeah, usually
neon
pink.
Green or
I
pink?
get
Okay.
neon pink.
Yeah, you did neon pink.
Yeah, that's
nice. Neon yellow too, right?
Yeah. Oh no, Snap did yellow. I did pink.
Well, especially at night, that's great.
But yeah, and also I get to go up to all the girls and be like, hey, look at my nose. Yeah. So yeah.
It's a great pickup line.
Nice.
It is.
That is true. Okay, well, let's talk about one of the worst parts of being back here, and that's blocking balls. And,
That's my favorite part.
Oh, you like that?
That's my favorite.
You got all kinds
That's my favorite part.
You get bruised all over the place, and
So-
that ball finds every part of your body that's
Yeah,
not exposed. doesn't
yeah.
it?
You always end up getting hit somewhere that the gear is not covering every time. It doesn't matter when it is. But so at Central, I don't know about other schools, but at Central, we kind of prioritize blocking and receiving because, I mean, if it's and Bryce can tell you this, it's annoying when the runner just keeps getting other bases because if he bounces one, the runner just keeps on running. That's annoying. So that's just kind of what we prioritize, and the way we do it is we don't. Coach Hugh doesn't like the 1 knee blocks. You know, you got to get down to 2 knees. I don't want to do it because I'm gonna get muddy.
It's a little muddy.
But so we work a lot on looking at the flight of the ball when you're catching, and it like pitch wise too. But like on fastballs, if it's you got to look at where he releases it and the speed on it. So if I like. It's kind of hard to explain, but if I see a fastball that's starting off right here, there's a good chance by the time it gets here, I'm gonna have to be blocking it. Yeah. So, and curveballs too. You get it. You can look at the spin and just see that it's gonna bounce. But the number 1 rule is when you go down, the first thing that has to go down is your glove. You got to put your glove on the ground, and your body will follow the glove. So if I put it out here, my body's gonna go out there to it. If I put it over here, my body's gonna come around and get there. And the hardest part of blocking is probably angled blocking. So when Bryce messes up really bad, like he tends to do, and bounces one about over here, and I got to do an angled block, it's pretty much where you're blocking like this. So you're starting this way, and you're going to come around in a circle, like in a little half circle, and try to block it right back towards home. So you want everything to end up back here. You want to be able to, once you're down on your knees, you want to be able to not have to get up, just reach and grab it.
For blocking our coverage.
Yeah. So like if the runner takes off to second, I don't want to have to run all the way over there and get it and throw it to second. I just want to be able to pick it up, come up, and throw it.
Nice.
Yeah, and actually, like to talk about that. So the last thing we'll talk about is the throwing out runners.
Yeah.
Coming up out of that squat, and you got to.
So this is probably the part that I've had to work on the most over the years. because there's a lot of different ways to do it. I mean, coming to third I think is easy, because all you gotta do is just catch it. You gotta take one step behind, one out, and then you're there. But you gotta clear yourself from the hitter, because the hitter's gonna be standing right here in your way. So when you're back here, that's why you gotta take the one step behind, one through, and you're ready to throw.
CB, do it on the backside. I'll tell you this. So say the right hand here is on this side.
Yeah. So what you gotta do is you gotta clear right here, because the hitter's right here, so you're completely out of the way. And once you're right here, all you gotta do is a good strong throw on the right side of the bag. Now coming to second, this is what I do, and this is just pretty much preference on who the catcher is. I mean, like Tyler Brook does it one way, Bryce does it another way, but this is the way I do it, and this is the way UK taught me to do it. Yeah, okay. So when the ball's in the air, I tend to take my right foot wherever the ball is. So if I get an inside pitch, my right foot's coming here, I'm catching, rotating, hands coming in, right there. So you want to start. So you want to take the glove, catch it, rotate it, bring your hand here, and then up to your ear so you can throw it. Because if you
cock all the way back, you're wasting too much time.
If you get all the way back here, the runner's gonna be safe. That's just too long. So and the thing I will tell most catchers this, like if younger catchers start watching this, it does not matter how hard you throw the ball to second. It does not matter at all. It's just how fast you get rid of the ball. And I would rather, and I think pitchers the same way too, I'd rather have someone throw it with a little bit slower, but that's right here, than someone throw 90 and throw it over here. Because I mean, it's hard for someone to tag someone like this, put the tag out. If you just put it right here and you get rid of it fast, you're fine. It's gonna be really hard for people to steal on you. But another way to do it is you can do it from the knee, and I don't want to do that right now, but just come up, you want to get all your weight back and then just explode through your body. So it's kind of like a transfer of weight through your hips a second. I would like to show that, but I was like, that's a good idea.
Not the most optimal conditions out here today. It's like we were joking before we all met out here, and you guys are supposed to be playing Southern right now. It was,
supposed to be taking BP for Southern. I should be here right now.
They dodged a bullet. It's fine.
Yeah, they dodged a bullet.
But unfortunately, the world has changed on us, and as of right now, we don't have anything, any action to speak of, but we certainly hope we will here in the very near future. There's a dead period until, April 14th? 13th, and then after that, they'll make a decision. If we can get back playing after that, we can probably still have districts, regions, and state. But at this point, we really don't know. But both these young men will get a chance to go on and play in college as well, so we wish you luck there, and we really appreciate you guys coming out. I know we can't shake hands.
Yeah,
I know
no problem, sir.
Everybody's all worried about everything.
Elbow bumps.
So thank you guys so much for coming out, and hopefully here in a couple of weeks, we'll have some game action. So
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate you. See you guys next week.
Yeah.
The Richmond Register Sports Show is brought to you by Nuevo Vallarta, a neighborhood restaurant with indoor and patio seating, a family-friendly environment, and quality, authentic Mexican food at reasonable prices. Nuevo Vallarta. And thanks to another great sponsor, Central Kentucky Pressure Washing. James Brockman, owner, serving Central Kentucky for over 20 years. Both residential and commercial, all work guaranteed. Free estimates and insured. Call 859-582-6645. Do you want to advertise on the Richmond Register Sports Show? Now you can. Contact us now at sports@richmondregister.com or message us on Facebook today. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it. Advertise now on the Richmond Register Sports Show in Madison County.
Almost 2 decades. That's right, I've covered local sports in Madison County for almost 2 decades. The Madison Central Indians, the Madison Southern Eagles, the Model Patriots, the Berea Pirates, the EKU Colonels, and the Berea College Mountaineers. I've covered them all. Football, basketball, baseball, softball, volleyball, track, cheerleading, golf, youth sports, and more. It's all being covered by the Richmond Register. Join us for a brand new weekly sports program. Watch the Richmond Register Sports Show every Thursday at 9 p.m. Be sure to like, share, and follow us on all our social networks and to subscribe to the Richmond Register online or get your own subscription delivered. If it's sports in Madison County, we cover it.